Hello and welcome to another episode of the Portrait Profit Show. My name is Jim Landers, and I help portrait photographers like you make a great income doing what they love. Each week on the Portrait Profit Show, you get tips and systems on the business side of photography designed to help you gain a mastery over marketing and sales, reducing the struggles that most photographers face so you can finally get what you deserve. You're in the right place. Welcome to the Portrait Profit Show. The Portrait Profit Show is brought to you by Digital Pro Lab and Landers Photography School. I've got some good stuff for you today. I've been working on some things for quite some time, for many months, and I get to share quite a bit of it with you today. But before I do that, we use a program called StreamYard, and you're seeing it going across the screen right now. And in order for me to see you, you have to give StreamYard permission to use your name. Otherwise, I don't see you. I don't know that you're there. Now, you can still make comments. It'll just say something like Facebook user. And that is one way to remain anonymous if that's what you want to do. So click on that link if you don't mind sharing your name with me. Of course, I'm encouraging you to make comments and to ask questions throughout these shows, especially today. But any of the shows, we want you to interact with us. We want questions. We want the comments. We welcome them. And so please grant StreamYard permission to use your name simply by clicking on that link at streamyard.com/Facebook. You've seen it going across your screen right now. Also, if you're watching live, do me a favor. If you haven't already, I can see some of you have. I want you to enter in hashtag live in the comments right now. Just enter in hashtag live. That says that I'm here watching right now. If you're watching this as a replay, then enter in hashtag replay so that I know that you've watched it on that replay. And of course, I want to encourage you guys to share this with others. Let this be something that others get to have fun with and experience too and grow. Because when everyone grows, we all benefit. This is a beneficial thing to grow and for all of the competitors to especially have prices that are uh, uh, something sustainable so that you can actually make a living doing photography. So hit that hashtag live and also click on the share. Just click that share link. It's on that Facebook post on the bottom right. It gives you an opportunity to click that like button and love button, which of course I encourage you to do. It allows you to comment, like if you know someone who could benefit from this show, comment their name with the @ symbol before. That way they are tagged. So let's say that person's name is Joe Smith at Joe Smith. It will tag them. It'll let them know that this is going on. But just simply clicking that share button will let people know that this is happening right now. Do that for me. Thanks. I appreciate it. All right. So today we are talking about the signs on your road to success. Now, we're all on some path. We're some distance along the way, our path. We may be right at the beginning, we may be somewhere in the middle, we may be pretty close to reaching the things that we want, but we're all on some path. And I like to narrow this down or to make it an analogy of being on a road. And so that's what I'm going to do with you today. And those signs that are on the road to success, I know you're probably thinking that they're just there because when you're driving, the speed limit sign's there, the distance to the next city, it's just there. But guys, when you are an entrepreneur, when you are a solo business person, you're the one who puts those signs there. So we're going to be talking about what signs those are today. Today, you get the foundation for transforming your portrait photography business into a thriving success. You're going to discover at least 14 signs on your road to success that unlock your full potential. Get ready to feel like a business mastermind and achieve your dream lifestyle. Excited? Let's dive in. I'm going to begin with a short story that will inspire you in your career and in your life. A few years ago, a student came up to me at the end of a multi session business program and shared that just before she signed up, in fact, let me put her quote up on the screen right now. That way you can follow along with it. There we go. Just before she signed up for the business program, she was about to quit her dreams of owning her photography business. She didn't want to quit, but it was clear to her that after a huge amount of effort, lots of time, and lots of money, you know what she's talking about, that all she really had was more struggle than ever before, not freedom as she had envisioned. She hadn't told anyone yet, but in her mind, it was a done deal. But she thought, before I just give up, I'm going to take one big push and take my class. So that was what she said after taking this class. But I want to tell you, like Paul Harvey says, the rest of the story. I'm happy to share with you that she is now thriving in her business, and it has been a number of years. But I wonder how many of you are feeling the struggle right now. It means you're normal, but it's not what you want to do. So that brings us to, are you happy with where you are in your life right now? Some of you are. Some of you are just satisfied. But I think all of you know that things could be better. I mean, when someone asks, how are things going? We often say, good. But through visiting with thousands of photographers over the last 25 years that I've been teaching, I have discovered that of the photographers who were the happiest with where they are right now, all of them knew the direction they were heading, their life purpose. They knew several things, but I recognized six specific things that they all had in common. And I'm going to share those with you right now. And I'm going to list them here because these are the first six signs of the 14 that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So they knew who they were. That's ideal life. They knew what their ideal life is supposed to look like. And they knew their, number two, compelling description, how to describe who they are in a compelling way. We're going to spend some more time with several of these, by the way. This is one of them, because there's more than one way to do that. And back to that ideal life, that's made up of several things. And it's based on what you feel is ideal in your mind. If you could take away the variables that hold you back today, the time issues, the concerns about maybe kids or a job or income, how much money you're able to invest. If we could take away those variables, because in your ideal life, you don't have those struggles. So what does your life look like without your struggles? What does ideal look like to you? It's like defining where you're going on a road trip. If you don't do that, you're going to wander, and wander equals struggle. Yes, you may be doing all good things, and the people around you may be commenting about how many good things you've been doing. They may be very impressed with all the good things, but you could spend your entire life doing good things and never reach success, We have to know what the destination is, and so that we get on the right roads that lead us to the destination that we're after. All right. I've listed 2 so far: your ideal life and a compelling description. I'm going to spend more time with compelling description here in just a little while, so I'll come back to that. Number 3, your mission statement. Your mission. What are you all about? We're going to be talking more about that one as well. And number 4, who they do it for. Because it's not just anyone. For all of us, there are people that we've worked with that drain our creative energy. They didn't uplift us. They didn't help us to grow. They brought us down. They emptied our creative energy tank. We have to discover who that is and who we want to work with so we avoid those people who drain our creative energy. We're not after anyone who has enough money to afford us. That's not the relevant variable. People will save money to work with you. I've got lots of examples of that over the years. It's not the money or how much money they have, or what kind of job they have, or what area of town they live. These aren't the variables you need to be paying attention to. The variables you need to be paying attention to are how much they value what it is that you do. The value is where it's at. You've got to target the people that value you. Therefore, you've got to do a good job of defining who you are, because that's how you find those people. In fact, you're not seeking them at all. And I have a rule that says don't seek the seekers. Stop trying to find them. Describe who you are, and then put yourself in their path so they find you. Yeah, there's easy ways to do that. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's a lot easier than the way some of you are doing it. Number 5. They knew that this is for the happiest people that I've crossed paths with in my classes. Number 5, they knew what people they worked for and wanted. They knew what they wanted, what was important to them, not people, and what they brought to their people. So this isn't on that personality side of people who drain you. This is more on what are you giving them and what are they valuing in what you do. This is your value statement. So this is the 5th road sign. Your value statement, meaning you are going to create your value statement. What are you all about? What's your business all about? What do your clients, the people who work with you, gain as a result of working with you? What's their upside? And number 6, they knew how those people benefited or even changed as a result. This is your vision. What do you want to happen as a result in the future? What are you working towards? Now, your vision statement includes what you want for your clients. It also includes what you want for your business. But what is your vision statement? What is going to happen? What are we working towards? These happy photographers seem to have joy by default. And I believe they had that because they have identified their purpose. Now, you've probably heard me call these the 5 workspace statements. Now, I just mentioned 6, so the ideal life is not one of the 5 workspace statements, although it is kind of like an all-encompassing statement because it is about your life, whereas the workspace statements are about the work. So those 5 workspace statements are the ones you're seeing here: the compelling description, the mission, the ideal client, the value, and the vision. So those are your workspace statements. And I call them workspace statements because I believe they should go right here in your workspace. Right there, where you can see them, where you're influenced by them every day. Every time you're sitting at your computer, you're updating your website, you're crafting an email message, you are responding to someone on Facebook, you're doing something. You're spending time here. You're making decisions as you're doing that. And so if you're influenced by those things that are around you, your signs to your definition of success, then that causes you to make sure you're making the right choices, because the difference between struggle and success isn't doing good things. It's not the difference between good and bad that causes success. Everybody can figure that one out. The difference is being able to know the difference between right and good. And the only way to know what right is by defining what you want. What is ideal for you? What is ideal for your business? It's the only way. It's like going on a road trip and defining, I want to go to, and give an answer to that question, fill in the blank. Now you've given yourself potential to get there. All you have to do now is plan a path and a timeline for which to get there. When you do that, your confidence soars. Why would your business be any different? Why would you put less effort into planning your business than you would a simple road trip? Hmm. Now that you've heard that, you probably won't do that anymore. By the way, if you feel that this is helping, do me a favor and tell me. I want to know. Put it in the comments right now. Just say it's helping, or thank you for this. I like this. This is good. It's opening my eyes. Whatever it is you want to say, interact with me. Tell me in the comments. I want to read them. I might be able to get around to them. I can see that there are several comments over there right now, so I might as well go take a look. But a couple of shout outs. It looks like I need to do. Let's see. I Stacia and Lupe and Robin. I see Dave here. Hey, Mimi and Wesley and several Facebook users. I see Andres. I see Janice. Thank you guys for putting in the hashtag live and saying hi and letting me know that what I'm sharing with you is beneficial. It's helping. Thank you for that. I appreciate you guys being here today. All right. So as you guys are doing that, I have a question for you. Do you know your purpose? We've established that it's important. So, my question to you is, do you know your purpose? Do you know who you are, what you do, and who you do it for? If not, you may be happy to know that it's not as hard to define as you might think it is. In fact, you can discover your life's purpose in just a few minutes. But I want to start by telling you something about myself, or excuse me, about yourself that you might not know. As a portrait photographer, you are an artist who conveys memories and emotions in the images that you create. You know that part. You're bringing joy to people by conveying their story that they will treasure for a lifetime and that future generations get to enjoy and be proud of too. Your clients want and need to remember different points in their lives, their families, and you change their lives by doing what you do. As a photographer, you have the wonderful privilege of conveying some of the most meaningful moments in life. Through your lens, you stop time. You preserve memories that will be treasured for a lifetime and beyond. Your clients trust you to tell their unique story. And each time they look at the images you've created, they are transported back to that moment in time, feeling the emotions and reliving the sometimes long forgotten memories all over again. Your prints are displayed on their walls as a daily reminder of their love, joy, and happiness. Whether it's a smile brought on by a beloved family member or a tear of joy from a cherished memory, the images you create evoke powerful emotions and bring joy to your clients every day. It's an honor to be able to provide something so powerful. And you, wonderful creative, I know you are grateful for the opportunity to be part of your clients' lives in such a meaningful way. As an author, coach, show host, teacher, I am honored to be speaking to such a passionate, dedicated, and caring group of people. As portrait artists, you have a unique ability to capture moments that are special, meaningful, and full of life. Sometimes it's difficult to convey, or even for you yourself to understand what it is that you do. You may have wondered what your purpose is, how you stand out from the crowd of other photographers, and what makes your work truly impactful and meaningful. Well, I'm here to tell you that your purpose is obvious and it's a big deal. Your life, your life purpose as a portrait photographer is to bring joy and happiness to your clients through your art. Your portraits are not just pictures on a wall or a screen, but a window into the personality and soul of your subjects. Your base responsibility is to help people remember the things that matter most, the people they love, and the moments that have brought them happiness. I know there may be times when you have struggled with the quality of your work, or maybe there have been times when you're feeling like you're just going through the motions, not really adding much. So I am reminding you that your portraits have the power to move people in ways that few things in this life can. Your work brings tears of joy. It evokes memories. What you do for others is cherished not only by them, but by those who love and appreciate them. So, my friends, I encourage you to embrace the purpose as your purpose as a portrait photographer. Remember that every time you press that shutter button, you're conveying a piece of someone's heart and soul. And I guarantee that each time someone looks at your portraits, they will feel grateful and happy that they have such a, a special moment that they get to continue to enjoy. So, after that, I've got to ask you, what is your why? By the way, if this is resonating with you, tell me in the comments. Let me know. Are you hearing this? Does it make sense? Am I talking to you? Let me know. You can just write the word yes. I mean, just something. I'm encouraging you to write something in the comments. I can see there's a bunch of you that are here. A lot have registered, several haven't, and that's fine because I'm if you want to remain anonymous or if you can't log in for whatever reason, I still want to see your comments. So, and by the way, later when I look back at each individual place that we're simulcasting to, I will be able to see your name then. It's just I can't as when it's all in one, like I see it right now. Let me know. Is this resonating with you? Is this helping? Tell me. Put it in the comments. I'm liking this. This is helping. My eyes are open. I like the way you're talking. Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. Let's hear from you. I'm gonna look real quick. Uh, I like that, Andres. Uh, cool. Lots of cool comments. I I appreciate that. All right. So, what is your why? After going through what we just went through, what is your why? I want you to take a moment. Okay. Maybe not right now while we're doing this live, but if you're watching the replay, hit pause after I finish these next couple sentences. And if you're watching live, write this down in your notes to do for after the show ends. I want you to take a moment and write out your responses to these questions. Why do you have a passion for photography? I mean, what caused it in the first place. Now, think about the joy and the passion you feel when creating photographs, as well as the emotions conveyed through your images. Remember that you're making a difference in the lives of others. What do you want others to perceive about you and what you do? If you're watching the replay, hit pause and answer those questions. All right. Next thing I want you to think about is, what do you do and who do you do it for? I am thrilled to be sharing this journey of self-discovery with you. Now that we've established, assuming you've done the part, if you're watching live, maybe you haven't. Now that we've established who we are, let's explore what it is that we do. What do you love to do? What sparks your passion, your energy? If there are multiple things that come to mind, I want you to write them down and then focus it down by asking yourself one question. What is the one thing that right now you feel qualified and excited and thrilled to do? It's not slowing you down. It's not emptying your energy tank. Think about that one thing right now in your mind. What's bringing you the most joy in your business? What do you enjoy the most? Think about it. Hold on to it for a moment. Don't release it yet. What is it that you do? Tell me in the comments. What is that one thing you're thinking about right now? What do you do? It could be one word. It could be the type of work you do. It could bring the emotions that are evoked as a result of the work that you do. Tell me in the comments. Is it emotional family portraits that you're thinking of? Is it uplifting and making people feel beautiful? Is it joy? What is that one word? Tell me in the comments. Let me know. If you don't want anyone else to know what your one word is, then just enter the first letter of that word. By the way, it could be a couple of words. I get it. I understand. As a portrait photographer, you are a storyteller. You share moments and memories by preserving them in photographs. But there are people in this world who drain you. A creative person is not at their peak when they're working with someone who drains their creative energy. So commit right now to stop allowing anyone into your world. I want you to define who is the ideal client for you, who they are. What is it that makes you really want to work with them? What do they want? What do they need? How is their life enhanced because of what it is that you do for them? Make sure that this is unique to you, not an answer that anyone can give. Understanding your clients is one of the most important steps in the process of creating meaningful and impactful photographs. All right. Now that we have gone into a lot of these things, I want to think about, how is it that you're going to stand out? By now, if you've been able to do what I've mentioned so far, you've defined who you are, what you do, who you do it for, what they want and need, and how they are enhanced as a result. Let me repeat those just in case. Number one, who you are. Number two, what you do. Number three, who you do it for. Number four, what they want and need. And number 5, how they are enhanced as a result. Once you have done that, I want to congratulate you on your accomplishment because this is powerful. And it is something that most photographers have not done. Knowing these variables is what sets you apart from other photographers. It becomes obvious to you and your ideal client. Otherwise, you're just on a tool. You're just a tool on a shelf that looks like everything else, average, part of the crowd. Yeah, that's not how you view yourself. But you aren't your client. So it doesn't really matter how you view yourself from your client's point of view. We have to define all of these things from our client point of view so that you stand out on that shelf and you know it. Now you can you can already see why this is so powerful. But I want to build on this even further. Out of the 5 workspace statements, notice that of the things that you need to discover and to define your life purpose, it's not all about you. Of course, that's true. That building your life purpose isn't just about you because there's other things that you care about. You care about people, who they are, what they want, what they need, how they change, and how they gain as a result of working with you. It's no surprise that much of your focus is on the people that you are serving. The happiest photographers focus their intentions and attention on making their ideal target market happy and taking care of them. I think all of us would agree with that. And they understand that by doing so, they will be taken care of too. So it's not just from your point of view, it's got to be conveyed in a way that they can receive it easily and obviously. This is why happier people make it a point to make other people happy and do the things that will make them feel well taken care of and secure. So focus on the people that you serve, not everyone with a pulse, your ideal target market, what they want, what they need. This includes what they care about and how you can make a positive impact in their lives. Doing so inherently leads you to happiness, success, and fulfillment in your work and in your life, driving your confidence to exactly where it needs to be. Next thing, we're going to, you know, I want to come back to a comment I made earlier. In many different social situations, people will ask, what do you do? That's similar to the question I asked before, as how are you doing was before, but this is more specific. What is it that you do? While most photographers are proud and happy to share, you may have found your response difficult to articulate, especially if you're feeling vulnerable or if your purpose hasn't been defined yet and therefore isn't or doesn't really reflect who you truly are and what you want. The response to that question must be more than a job title. What do you do? And you respond with your job title or at the company you work with. All right. This is a reflection of your life purpose, your passion, and your impact on your ideal clients, as well as those who love and appreciate them. So I would suggest that you make an adjustment to how you might have answered in the past and respond to that question in a way that is intriguing. Do you think that it might be beneficial if your response helped you connect with them and conveyed a message, conveyed your purpose, saying, I'm a portrait photographer doesn't say that at all. It just puts you in a group. And I thought your intention was to stand out from it. Focus on how your work affects your ideal clients. For example, instead of replying, I'm a portrait photographer, consider saying, I help families convey memories and tell their stories through beautiful, emotional wall portraits. Or maybe this: I tell stories through my portraits so my clients can relive their most cherished moments for the rest of their lives. Responses like these immediately give the listener a deeper understanding of what you do and how you impact those you work with. Like a magnet, you attract your ideal client and you repel the rest. You'll not only start a conversation, but you'll also show the value and impact you bring to your clients. This is similar to what some refer to as an elevator pitch, what I call a one sentence compelling description. By the way, I mentioned earlier I was going to come back to that. Here I am coming back to that. A one sentence compelling description. But no matter what it is that you call it, it starts a conversation with those who have an interest, because the person you're talking to will naturally want to know more if they have an interest. This will help to separate between those who might be your ideal client and those who aren't. Your response may be quite different than those two examples that I gave just a moment ago, and that's fine. But make sure that your response relates to your work as a portrait photographer. Think about it. What is what is it that drives you to create photographs? Is it to help people preserve memories? Maybe yours is to uplift people through increasing confidence in their beauty. Whatever it is, once you have a clear understanding of your purpose, I suggest you might want to use it to shape the way you respond to the question, what do you do from now on? The seventh road sign is your position statement. As you strive to establish your identity and brand in a competitive market, a position statement serves as a tool to articulate your core mission, your values, your processes, your expectations. It's a business's declaration of its place in the world, identifying its target audience, unique selling proposition, strategic advantages over your competitors. The statement should clearly outline your business's purpose, how it operates, and what sets it apart from others in the same industry. Crafting a well defined position statement takes careful consideration and even research, as it serves as a foundation for building a successful brand for you. It is not usually used in marketing purposes, not in its entirety anyway, but having this information readily available makes it easier to create and maintain the course that you've set for your business. By the way, all of these road signs that I am mentioning today, these are things I believe you should create. You should find the definitions to. You should define it for yourself. This is very time consuming. When you do it right, it will take you probably weeks to do, months maybe. It's just not something you'll complete today. You may get it started today and maybe get an outline today, but this isn't something you complete overnight. This is extremely time consuming. Number 8, your guarantee. When it comes to a guarantee, informed small business owners know that it is more than just a promise to refund the money of unsatisfied clients. Not only does a guarantee inspire trust and build relationships with prospects, but it can also be among the strongest tools in a business. By offering a clear and reliable guarantee, Businesses communicate to their target market that they believe in what it is they are offering. They stand behind their product and their service, vastly surpassing your competitors who usually have no guarantee at all. And if they do, they probably aren't telling people. Think of it as think of this as an investment in strong relationships with your clients and an opportunity to convey the confidence that you have in your work, your guarantee. Now, the next ones are the next several uh, are policy statements, beginning with a payment policy. A payment policy is a set of rules and procedures that you will follow when it comes to accepting and processing payments. It outlines the payment methods that are accepted, as well as the terms and conditions that apply to each payment option that you have. A payment policy is important for businesses because it helps to ensure that payments are made in a timely, efficient, and secure manner. It also provides clarity and transparency to your clients, ensuring that they understand their payment options and the terms associated with the different options that you give them, reducing the potential for misunderstandings. A well designed payment policy can help you build trust with and loyalty with your clients, as well as improve the overall financial management of your business. So you get to define what it is you're going to do. Do you want them to pay up front, right? When you agree to do the work? Maybe half down, half at the time of the work. How do you want to do that? My suggestion is when someone agrees, they're already in the mindset. So you may as well just take care of it. That's what I do. Now, what happens if they can't right now? Well, I also have a payment policy where they can make payments in some situations. It depends on what it is. But in a lot of situations, then I certainly do allow payment options. And so we define that right up front. How are we going to handle this? Make it very clean, very clear. Set it up with a system so that you're not having to think about it because you might forget. And that's not a good thing. You may think that they miss a payment and they're going to be thrilled about that. No, they're not. They aren't. They might never work with you again because of not because they're upset with you for not charging them, but because they don't want that to be brought up. So therefore, avoiding you is where they might go. Payment policy. What are your payment policies? This takes just that one alone takes quite a bit of time to figure out because there's so many variables. There's so many ways to take payments. This includes credit card processing. What's your payment policy? By the way, I do all of these for people. The photographers ask me to do all of these things for them. I have got a program for this. In addition, I'm coming up with a book version of this so that you can do it yourself. By the way, you can do it yourself right now for free. It's just you're probably going to forget some things. You're probably going to have a million things going on in your life where you're unable to complete it, and you might not come back to it, not with the same mindset anyway. So it's the reason why people come to me and have me do it because I can do all of this in an incredibly short period of time relative to how quickly you can do it. And it's not based, I do it with you. So it's a done with you program that I have. So you can ask about it if you have an interest. It's time consuming for me. So therefore it's not like one of the cheapest things on my price list, but it is absolutely worth it. Next is your refund policy. Um, that's certainly not one that we are comfortable with, but a refund policy is a set of rules that defines how clients can receive a refund for the products or services that they've purchased. So a well-crafted refund policy not only helps build trust with your clients, but also serves as a safeguard against potential misunderstandings. You don't want that, especially if it results in some kind of a dispute between you and your clients. At its core, the refund policy embodies a business's commitment to customer satisfaction, and it serves as a testament to your company's ethical approach towards conducting business. Some businesses opt to not have refunds available at all, and that's fine. There may be some things that you don't offer it. There may be some situations where you offer no refund. I think there are several situations where you absolutely should not. Because what is someone booking? They're booking your time. You have no ability to get them to show up. So therefore, they've paid for your time. It'd be like going to a basketball game, or let's say you have tickets, but you don't go to the basketball game. Let's say it's the NBA. The NBA is charging you, or that local team is charging you for the seats. Whether you put your buns in them or not has nothing to do with them. They are just making those seats available. It's up to the purchaser to put their buns in them. It's a good reason to not have refunds available. But you still, even if you don't have refunds available, you still must have a refund policy. You must put this into words. Next one, number 11. There's two here, but they go into your website. So I just combined them into one. If I'm doing this for you, I do them separately. So they would be two separate things, but I'm combining them into one here. So you've probably noticed, but have you noticed the privacy statement and the terms of use statement links at the bottom of nearly every website you visit? These are documents, and they're essential for protecting your privacy and your interests. The privacy statement informs the visitors of your website how your website will collect and use their personal information, while the terms of use statement outlines the rules that visitors must follow when using the website. It's important for visitors to read and understand these documents, as they might affect legal rights and their responsibilities as a user of that website. So, next time you visit a website, take a moment and check out those documents. Click that link. Most of us haven't even noticed that they were there, but maybe you have. Most of us haven't clicked it. And how many of you have actually read it? It's kind of a boring read, but it's something that is necessary. Number 12. This is your copyright usage notice. As a photographer, it is important to understand the concept of copyright and how it affects your work. A copyright usage notice is a statement that informs viewers and owners of your photos, of your photographs, that the legal rights and restrictions that surround your work. It's a way to communicate your ownership of your creations and let people know how they can and cannot use your images. This notice typically includes information such as who owns the copyright. You, in most situations. As a portrait photographer, there are a handful of exceptions. Commercial photographers, that often is extended to the payee, the person who's paying you to do the work. But not as a portrait photographer. You own that work. So by including that copyright usage notice, you are able to help protect your work and ensure that it is used the way you want it to be used appropriately. As a photographer, it is important to be knowledgeable about copyright law. So you do need to read that, or I have a class on copyright law. You can take the class and use copyright notices to guide others on how they can best respect your creative rights. Number 13 of 14. So we're getting there. This is your cancellation and rescheduling policy. Obviously, we don't like this either, just like refunds. But we understand that sometimes people have to cancel or reschedule. But you've got to provide the rules for which to do so. So, a cancellation and a rescheduling policy is a set of rules guidelines to ensure that cancellations and rescheduling of appointments or events are done in an efficient, consistent, and fair manner. The goal of this policy is to minimize disruptions caused by the unexpected changes, protecting the interests of both the client and you, and maintain positive relations with those clients. Clients must understand that a cancellation and rescheduling policy, they must understand a cancellation and rescheduling policy before committing to working with you. You may choose to include fees or penalties or requirements that come up because of specific changes. It's all up to you. A cancellation and rescheduling policy increases the potential for a smooth and satisfactory experience with you. And that brings us to number 14. And I accidentally just deleted it. I'm going to put it back up. Easy one to do. Sure. All right. So number 14 is your price list. We're ending on price list. These are the 14. By the way, when I do these done with you program, I often have more than 14. So these are 14 minimum. Some of them have 15, 16, 17, 18. But it just depends on the business and what's important to them and what they need to convey. But of course, you need to be able to convey what your prices are. And when it comes to prices, guys, a lot of you have prices that are ridiculously low, proving that you've not paid attention to the business side whatsoever. You may be thinking, well, no one's going to work with me if I raise my prices. Guys, you'll never reach your life goals, your ideal life, if you don't have appropriate prices. It's just not possible. Do you want your ideal life or not? It's not up to what other photographers charge, whether you get your ideal life or not. That's an irrelevant variable. It does not matter what other photographers charge. It's irrelevant. It matters to you because you have feelings. I get it. It's a curiosity. I like seeing what other people charge, but it has nothing to do with my goals. Those photographers' goals are different than mine. They cost different amounts of money. My prices have got to cause me to reach my goals. Otherwise, I've got to make a change. Stop basing your prices on what other photographers charge. Base your prices and your schedule on what that combination of a number of jobs and what you're charging, what causes you to be able to afford your ideal life. So I started off with ideal life. We have to define what that ideal life is long before we come up with a price list. I keep seeing people changing their price list often. Why? Your price list is a tool to help you get what you want in this ideal life, unless your goal is to just accumulate dollars. You want to line your walls with cash? All right, so maybe your goals are different than mine. I just want an ideal life, and I get to define what that is. And because I get to define and I define what my ideal life is, then I also know how much it's going to cost and when I need to pay those costs along the path to reaching the completed version. My price list is simply a tool, just like everything else, to help me reach my ideal life. It is not based on what other photographers do because their ideal life is different than mine. All right. You've now heard the signs on your road to success. We must be able to handle things that come up with confidence, with grace, with integrity. And the way we do that is to anticipate what may come up and anticipate and prepare for it long before you need to, because that's when your mind has the ability to be clear. Now, that doesn't mean spend an exhaustive amount of time doing research and preparation. I'm talking about smart preparation. There are certain things that are inevitable. You're going to cross paths with, and I've just mentioned them. And you need to know the answers or the responses to these things ahead of time. Like your copyright policy, your refund policy, your payment policy, your prices, etc. I want you to just think about this for a moment. The first time you cross paths with someone is probably not going to be in person. It'll probably be the website or the email or the post that you make online. That's probably how someone's going to cross paths with you for the first time. We all know how important first impressions can be. And in our line of work, first impressions are often made through the portraits that we create. That's why it is so important that you have a clear and confident understanding of what it is that you do and why you do it. The work we share must be a representation of the kind of work that you want more of. This isn't a variety show. This is you sell what you show. And from your client's point of view, you find what you seek. Finding your purpose and communicating it effectively is a powerful tool in not only defining yourself, but in also attracting your ideal client to your work. Your purpose focuses on the impact you have on others. So I want to leave you with a few closing thoughts before I tell you what the upcoming shows are going to be. We've explored the 14 road signs that lead to your success. Building a successful business obviously takes time, effort, it takes dedication. But when you follow the signs that you have created and put along your road to success to keep you focused on that path that causes you to get there, you gain the confidence that you're well on your way on that road to achieving your goals. You're not lost when you know where you're going and you know the roads you're going to take and you have the rules as signs on the road. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Take what you've learned today and put it into action. Keep refining your skills, expanding your mind, and pursuing your passions with purpose and conviction. And don't forget to celebrate your victories along the way. So embrace the journey and let your success signs guide you towards a fulfilling and prosperous future. I can't wait to see what you'll achieve. Now, you guys know that every Monday we bring the Portrait Profits Show to you. Every Monday at noon, except for the second Monday of each month, when we move it to 6:30 in the evening and do a panel discussion. So I want to share with you what the next few upcoming shows are going to be about. And the one for next week is called how to get your ideal life. This is on April 24th at noon. Put this on your calendar right now. Are you ready to live your ideal life? I mean, we've been talking about it in this episode today. I want you to join me on noon on Monday next week, for an interactive and empowering show where you will learn how to create your ideal life. We'll start by creating an ideal life statement. We'll create an actionable ideal life plan with a timeline so that you can start seeing that that light at the end of the tunnel is something you put there, and you can see it more clearly than ever. A week after that, we'll already be into May by that point. But that one is called Fall in Love with Sales. Let me put that, there we go. May 1st. How to love sales. So, does the thought of sales make you uncomfortable? It does for a lot of creatives. If it does make you uncomfortable, and even if it doesn't, please don't miss out on this show. I'm going to share with you how to transform your mindset and fall in love with sales. Seriously. You're going to be amazed to discover that you, as a result, will have increases in both your profits and client satisfaction. Yeah, they're going to love you even more once you've become comfortable with sales. May 1st, put it on your calendar. And then the next panel discussion is on May 8th. And again, all of our panel discussions, we move to 6:30 in the evening. So add that to your calendar, not at noon, but at 6:30 in the evening on May 8th. This panel discussion is going to be about enjoying the sales part. Again, put this on your calendar so you won't miss hearing what 3 people have come to know about the sales side and how their understanding and processes have evolved over time. They also did not start off comfortable with sales. They evolved into it. Now see how important it is and have come to really enjoy it because it's beneficial to all concerned. It's the time we have has come to an end. I'm looking at the time. I'm sure you're looking at the time too. I hope you've enjoyed the signs on your road to success. Portrait Profits friends, we're at the end of another show. I want to leave you with just a few thoughts. As you continue on your journey as a portrait photographer, remember that success is not just about reaching your destination or destinations. It's about enjoying the journey the entire way and not struggling. Embrace the challenges that you face. Learn from the inevitable setbacks and celebrate the milestones. With a plan, hard work, and perseverance, you'll find that the journey too is incredibly rewarding. I hope that you found this informative, this presentation informative and inspiring. And I hope that you will share it with others who deserve this information too. You have the power to create your own success. Create the road signs. Impress me. For Landers Photography School and Digital Pro Lab, this is Jim Landers bringing you the weekly Portrait Profit Show, giving you evolving content awareness and even fun to the business side of photography. Each week, we unpack the mysteries of that business side of photography with tips and insights to help you with the struggles that you deal with now, so that you're constantly realigned to the path that leads to the success you deserve. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Portrait Profit Show. I look forward to watching you grow. Bye for now.